Hi friends, I want to ask you a question. If you will stop working today, how long will you survive on your savings? The author says you should build your financials in such a way that you can survive lifetime even if you stop working right now. How can you do that? I will tell you now. So, let's begin. Author Robert Kiyosaki had two fathers, one rich one and a poor one. One was highly educated with a PhD and so intelligent he completed his undergraduate degree in only 2 years. The other father did not even finish the 8th grade. While both men were hard worker, successful and earned a lot of money, there was always one who struggled with money and the other dad, well, he became one of the richest men in Hawaii. Let's understand how. We know that schools don't provide financial education, thus causing the poor and middle class to be in debt. So, you need to have financial education to increase your financial IQ, which will change your mindset of I cannot afford it to how can I afford it and forces you to think instead of letting yourself lose. So, how does the mindset help rich dad and what was the mindset of poor dad? We will see that now. While the poor dad said the rich should pay more in taxes, the rich dad said taxes reward those who produce. Poor dad said study hard so you can find a good company to work for. Rich dad said study hard so you can find a good company to buy. Poor dad said I am not rich because I have children. Rich dad said I must become rich because I have children. Poor dad said don't talk about money over dinner while the rich dad said talk about money and business over dinner. Poor dad said don't take risks while the rich dad said learn to manage risks. Poor dad said a house is the biggest asset you own while the rich dad said a house is the biggest liability you own. Poor dad said pay your bills first while the rich dad said pay your bills last. And in the last, poor dad said I will never be rich. Rich dad said I will be a rich man and rich people don't do this. This mindset helped rich dad become rich although his income was lower than the poor dad. While growing up, Robert Kiyosaki went to the same school as the rich kids simply because he lived on the different side of the street. His best friend Mike was also poor and so a friendship was struck between the two. The two spent an entire morning one Saturday brainstorming all the ways they could make money. Robert's poor dad suggested that the two learn how to make money from Mike's dad, whom Robert refers here as the rich dad. When they meet, the rich dad told the two that he would be happy to teach them, but won't be doing it in a classroom style. He proposed that the two boys work for him so that he can teach them faster. And so, the first lesson was learned. Opportunities are fleeting, so you need to jump on them when they arrive. He offered to pay Robert and Mike 10 cents an hour for 3 hours every Saturday. After a couple of weeks doing that boring work, Robert told Mike that he wanted to quit. Robert felt that his rich dad was not teaching him and that he was just trying to exploit him by making him work for him. When rich dad listened to Robert, he noticed that Robert sounded like his employees only after 1 month. Rich dad insisted that he was teaching Robert, but in a way that life teaches, not in a way that school does. So, lesson number 1. The poor and middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. And anger is a big part of the formula, for passion is anger and love combined. Anger urges people to do something different from a job, but fear is what controls employees that causes them to exploit themselves. He said it is fear that keeps most people working at a job. The fear of not paying their bills, the fear of being fired, the fear of not having enough money, and the fear of starting over. In a new deal, Rich Dad negotiated that Robert continues working for him, but for free. One of the most empowering lessons Rich Dad taught in this section of Rich Dad Poor Dad was to keep using your brain, work for free. Soon your mind will show you ways of making money far beyond what your job can pay you. You will see things that other people never see. The biggest challenge poor people have is knowing the difference between an asset and a liability. Knowing the differences between the two can help you become rich. An asset puts money into your pocket, a liability takes money out of your pocket. Here are few examples of liabilities that the middle class own: mortgage, car loans, credit card debt, school loans. And here are few examples of assets that rich people own: real estate, stocks, bonds, notes, and intellectual properties. Getting money isn't a problem, it's the lack of financial literacy That's the problem. Taxes end up costing the poor and middle class in the long run. People often buy bigger homes to grow a family, and property tax rises. The secret to knowing how to make money is simply about creating assets instead of liabilities. Many people view their home as an asset, but it's a liability. When Robert plans on buying a house, he first buys assets that will generate the cash flow to pay for the house. The rich focus on their asset columns while everyone else focuses on their income statements. Robert recommends to keep your expenses low, reduce liabilities, and diligently build a base of solid assets. If you have children, advise them to build assets before they move out or fall into the trap of rat race. Here are a few more assets that Robert recommends that you or your children should acquire. Businesses that do not require your presence. You own them, but they are not managed or run by other people. If you have to work there, it's not a business, it becomes your job. Stocks, bonds, income generating real estate, notes or IOUs, royalties from intellectual property such as music, scripts, and patents. Anything else that has value, produces income, or appreciates and has a ready market. The poor often say, "Why don't the rich pay for it?" or "The rich should pay more taxes and give it to the poor." However, the real rich never pay taxes. The people who pay taxes are educated and middle class. Poor dad said, "Climb the corporate ladder," while the rich dad said, "Own the corporate ladder." Business owners with corporations, first they earn, then they spend, and then they pay taxes. While employees who work for corporations, first they earn, then they pay taxes, and then they spend. These are some of the points from this amazing book, Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you are also struggling financially in life or wants to be financially free, you should definitely read this book. Find the book link in description. The author Robert Kiyosaki has changed many lives. You can also find other books from same author in description. If you want me to make any book summary video of your choice, do comment below and let me know. If you enjoyed watching this video, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you will get notified every time I upload a new video. And in the end, thanks for watching.